Hello. Wow, okay. Oh, game dev. Oh. There we go. Oh. Hold on. Oh, I see it doesn't want to work now. Very classic. What even happened? Oh god. Oh. Wait, what? My webcam is gone. My webcam source is gone out of the right. What happened to you? Oh god. Yeah. We're gonna have a bit. Hold on here. Well, that's awkward. Why is this not a? Yeah, well, okay. Well, anyway, I'm gonna have to. I'll have to like recenter all of that. Oh God. Well, anyway, hello. I'll just. I'm gonna literally copy this guy real quick. Can't believe this happened. I think if I remember correctly, it'll work like this. That's not what I meant to do. Just let me move it. Hold on. Why is it not letting me move it? Yeah, this is one of the weird things, by the way, about groups and OBS specifically, is that it does this kind of weird stuff. Like you want to move something and look at it. It's very strange. There we go. Wait. Oh, I need to do that. I'm just gonna move the entire group. It's okay. Problem solved. Nothing ever happened. I'll just move the entire group. It's fine. Let me write down that I need to fix all of this after stream. Good lord. Wow. All right. Strong start to stream. Let me go ahead and write down fix camera that you somehow deleted. Yeah, so I changed some stuff. Nicholas, hello.
This dude's alive.
I'm alive, barely. Get out! Not you guys. There we go. It's been a while. It's a little. The stream's a little cooked, man. It's a little messed up. Anyway, welcome back. Get out. Yeah, sorry. But Nicholas, thank you so much for the 86 months. Welcome back. Thank you very much, Nicholas. Appreciate it. Welcome back. Where's the beloved heart rate value? That was the best part of the streams. Well, today we're not gonna have it. I've thought about not doing it anymore. Actually, during normal streams. We'll see. If you want me to continue that, then I'll figure it out. We can figure it out. But for at least today, we're not going to have it because, like I said, a bunch of things are kind of scuffed at the moment. I was thinking. Yeah. Anyway. 80, you managed to keep a stream streak. Nice. Never change your password before going on vacation. Yeah, that's a good one too. But welcome back, Skeptic. It's great to see you, Skella. How are you? It's good to see you as well. Nicholas, hope you're doing well. Crow, hello. Don't say bye. And Dejaga, hello. Welcome back. And Panda. Anyone that please stay calm. We have technical issue screen. That's true. 10, what is this emote? It says we please. So I think Brackish added that one for you, actually. Only good for horror games? Yeah, I mean, I think I don't mind it because it was driving some engagement. People thought it was interesting, I think, and they had fun with it. They had fun with it. They liked it and stuff. I don't know if you could tell. This looks like it's a little bit further. I had to get a new mic arm. My mic arm. I kid you not. You know how long it's been. I kid you not. I literally was gonna return. I literally was gonna return to streaming. My mic arm disintegrated. The piece that held the actual microphone into the arm, the plastic piece, literally just disintegrated. It decided to just crack in 4 different places. So it was dead. It was dead. Pulse the BPM. Yeah, exactly. Punched it too much. Yeah, honestly. I think the problem is that I wasn't supposed to be like actually tweaking my microphone arm this way. Like it wasn't ever, I don't think, designed to actually move like that. At least a lot. I'm not entirely sure. So it may have been my fault. I'm gonna say that it was maybe a combination of things, but anyway, yeah, I'm doing well, Skilla. It's yeah, it was Rakish's fault. Yeah, always. So yeah, welcome back. I have been gone for like 2 months. I'm sorry. But I took it. I needed to step away for a little while for other reasons. But I hope to be back. I hope to be working back on the game stuff. I get a little bit of patience would be tremendously appreciated, because I don't remember how I even did some of this stuff. Past in knows what he's doing. Current in does not so much, fortunately. But yeah, so I'll need to probably adjust some things. I think I updated Godot. I did. I hate you. Not you. All right. There we go. Time to vibe code. Definitely. Is this working? Oh, it's not working. Oh, it's dead. Why did it die? The thing that automatically switches focus for me died. Is it instantly switching? Or am I crazy? No, it's okay. No, it's good. Okay. Anyway, sorry. My music for already. Yeah. I got Jaws sleep token now. I actually do wanna. If you guys have any classical music you'd recommend, please do send it to me, because I'd like to have some classical music sometimes as well to play. Miss a deadline. Want to know from my hat. VA thing. Oh yeah, sounds good, Skella. Good luck. But I appreciate you stopping by. Oh, I'm gonna go back to putting together. Nice. Doing a kish. That's good here. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna resume with It's kind of if you looked at the title, you'll see that it's a 0.5. Kind of it's an in between basically for the game right now, because it's gonna take me a little while to get back into things. So bear with me. I have been coding some in the background. Well, I've been gone. I haven't been streaming. And it's been pretty cool. I did a couple cool things. Which era of classical music? I'd say any. I mean, I have a very strong affinity for piano. Like, I love being the piano. Violin, viola is very pretty too, but really all classical music. I basically kind of listen to whatever. But yeah. So one thing is I have actually completely, I don't know why. But one of the things that I did was I reworked my configuration. Before, you could see that there's like config, accessibility, audio, bindings, whatever here. There's a callback finder. I actually wrote this to find callbacks. Find callbacks. So dynamically finds callbacks inside the file. Well, objects, sorry. So you can see you pass an object, you give it sections keys to look for. So basically how that works is if we go to video, I have a here config callback finder, and it says get callbacks, and we give it ourselves because we want to find all the callbacks within ourselves. We need to look deep within and define what you need. Section key, there you go. And that's crazy, guys. I'm getting flamed right now because I did not thank the most recent subscriber. That's insane. Wow. Rakesh, thank you so much for the 54 months. Welcome back to the Foundry. Welcome back to the Foundry. I appreciate that. Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you, Rakesh. Probably gonna be over soon, chat, because Rakesh is gonna finally see my grin as things happen, and he's gonna get angry with me again. Been a blessing and a curse. A curse because I haven't been streaming, but Rakesh can't get as mad at me because he can't see my facial expressions. Anyway, so I redid how the configuration works. Basically, there's config manager is no longer singleton. I went away from the singleton pattern because I just wanted it's the singleton pattern is great for some things. I think the old way that I was doing it would have worked fine. This could have been a thing of like, oh, you know, you're kind of like preemptively optimizing in a way, preemptive, you know, refactoring. But this, I think it's fine, specifically because this new config manager class does some pretty cool things. So first of all, you just give it an action now. So whether or not you want something to be temporary, so which means it does not actually save the file, the config file, because this wraps a config file. Saves it, calls the callback as well, and also tries to map the value. These are bit shifted, so it's basically forming a bit mask. So temp is, that should just be 0. This should be 1, 2, 4. It's been a while since I've done any bit shifting. I don't really, but so yeah. That's the difference. The cool thing about the bit masks is you can just end them, and that turns on that setting basically. So if you want something that's temp and callback, you can end temp and callback, and now you have something that when passed is going to meet both conditions at the same time. So it's really nice. You can store multiple things in essentially one integer, which is cool. So flags, yeah, I mean, you know, yeah. So it's been nice for that. I have a lot of stuff in here. It's kind of basically this thing holds the callbacks. I want to work with enums, so it actually holds the key. So like there's basically, if I want to look up something, why is there a hype train? What happened there? Is it Rakesh that caused this? Let's see, config.video. Let's look for a video value. Okay. Hello, builder. That actually almost startled me. Did you steal this from somewhere, or did you vibe code it? If the line-by-line comment screams AI. Yeah, I know. I thought about that whenever I was commenting all this. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, it's gonna look like one of those things where it's like heavily like commented and everything. So yeah, no, this is all written by me. So yeah, it's all written by me. 10 is an AI, exactly. We don't hear the soundboard. Um, we had this problem before, right? Oh, okay. I think that's it. But no, Skeptic, no, I wrote all this. Yeah. I wrote all this. You can tell because it's kind of cursed. um, no, I wrote this because I wanted something. The nice thing about this config manager is it sanity checks a couple things. So it also wraps a little bit of logic for what I wanted, and that was to support mapping values. So, for example, if we go to the configuration here. Also, you can see there's config and saves, so I've kind of redone some of this stuff. But if we go to video, you'll see. So like this is not a vector that's built in. Also the FPS counter position. Like you're like, well, that's not right. The normal vector for this would be like this, you know, whatever. Right. What? LSP info is not a thing? Huh? They must have changed that. Weird. How do I know what my buffer is attached to? Whatever. They should you write basically as a string? No. No, the thing about it is that Godot, one of the reasons I was doing is because I just think it's nice to have a file that, like, let's say I made an error. Worst case scenario, I made an error and I pushed it to production, and there's 3 people who are affected, and before I find it and fix it and push it again or something. Let's say the specific issue is that the resolution's completely screwed. All I could do is just tell them, hey, go into your config file located this place, and you know, maybe it's like some crazy value, you know, right? All I'd have to do now is that I could just say, oh, okay, you know, put this string in there after resolution, or even just delete it. It doesn't really matter. But classic, yeah, I just like it. It's old school, and I don't know, I like it. I don't like seeing whoops. I don't like seeing you know, I don't like seeing this. Thank you guys for the hype tree. I don't like that. It's perfectly fine. I just don't want it. That's it. So anyway, so the thing that's nice about this new config thing is basically I also created a file called storage map. Storage map is a lot, basically you have a direction to and from. So whether or not you're storing it or retrieving it from storage. And what you do for this is that you can call to storage or from storage. And all that does is you pass it the value that you want to convert to the stored or non-stored format. And then you pass it to a callable that you actually give to the config that you give to the storage map. So basically you can do anything, which is nice because it just wraps a callable. So a better example of this is essentially we get a config video. You can see you get storage maps. So we have a vector to storage. So all this does literally is it says this is the function. It returns a string, and we return this format with the vector x and y. That's how you map it. That's the to format. The from format is, I also need to add some input handling for this in case the user screws something up. Otherwise, this will crash the game, which is not optimal. It should default if it fails to, deserialize it, essentially. But anyway, so otherwise it just returns a vector built from the string at that point, because you can do vec.split. You can also do vec.split floats, which I found very interesting. And this just returns a float array automatically cast. Yeah, strings automatically cast to floats, which is really nice, but there's no split ints. So kind of sucks about that. I wish that was the case. Do you have to parse config or Godot support it? Yeah. Godot supports it by default with their config file. So the .cfg is .cfg. Yeah. So the .cfg format is something that I chose arbitrarily. That's it. Like I think Larian Studios save or something. Like if you've ever looked at Baldur's Gate save files, essentially they're saved with a custom format. All it is is an ending. It doesn't matter, but it's like .lss or something. I don't remember. So it's just arbitrary. I could do .10 or .vault. Whatever I want. So as for also the save format, so I've basically config is now a better config. That's wild. What's wild? JSON's terrible for configs though. As much as I've tried to use it, you reach limitations very quickly. Yeah. Save files JSON format so you can. Yeah, I don't like JSON just because it gets way too messy. It just emote for mine. I just see exclamation point mine. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you're talking about. But anyway, so how you use the new config thing is you say config.video, so the type, and then you just say get value. And this provides a type safe wrapper for its inner config. So you can't do config video dot can't do hold on. So you can't do like sound, for example, because it's going to tell you can't yeah, so it's type safe, which is nice because you can't do generics. I think yeah, well, I don't know if a generic would be the answer here, but anyway, so it's type safe, and you get it's nice for that reason. Now the problem is that you may still try and get a value that doesn't exist inside that section. So bit of a problem there. That's how you could incorrectly use it, but I like to make things that it's hard for me to use it incorrectly. I think that's a good design at that point. So each config just basically wraps some very simple things, because I didn't want to have to wrap every config. I did not want to have like a lot of custom logic inside of it, so that's why I went with instead. Now you just basically set defaults by saying, oh, section window key resolution, and now we can actually store all this stuff in the non mapped format, so which makes more sense at that point. It only changes to a string, for example, where it's like 1920 x 1080 in the actual file format. So once it's actually changed, so that's pretty nice. And then of course there's just all these callbacks. How the callback thing specifically works is, so we have the section for this, which is window inside config video, the enum section. There's only one thing in there right now, which is window. So what you can do is we'll do on window. All of the things that begin with on, essentially, yeah, so the finder, I finally got a chance to use regex. This is the regex that I landed on. Basically, this right here is a named group, I think. It's a named group or match. I think it's called group. So you can actually call like method.name and then Yeah, see m.getString callable. So you can do callable, section, key, etc. So what happens is it says, all right, match on. So we know we want to do something on. That's how this is just the convention for how I have it. On section key updated. So you have to have that format if it's going to work. This is not the right fig. So on resolution, on window resolution updated. So it's going to automatically find this. Like I can start the game. And if we look in here, you'll actually see it. I also have temp now, so I can actually see if something is, temporarily being set. We have a time to main as well, because I wanted that. It also tells you, it warns you if certain things are not set. Basically, the rework is just a lot of quality of life for me as the developer. It's like, okay, this stuff hasn't been set. I need to fix that. So, oh yeah, calling. Well, you can see right here. This is calling the callback. This is object config window. That's just the format on resolution updated with value. So it's we can see what's happening basically behind the scenes. And then because that calling callback is defined in one place. So the code's nice and clean because you get all of that one place. You're not doing a bunch of log statements and separate functions that are doing similar things. Setting up callback, and then this is where it just registers it. So you can find that, you can see that it found on window resolution updated. So it works. Anyway, so yeah, that's one thing that I did as well. But that's basically it. Yeah, we worked that, which was a pretty big part of it. But again, I'm happy with it. I think it was good to do. The other nice thing, that's what I also meant to mention here, is flashlight. So let's say we have an action flashlight, right? So you can see here I register this. This is one thing I would like to redo, but I don't know of a better way to do it without just writing even more code to try and shrink this, but I don't know if it would actually shrink it. So let's comment this out. So we added an action to say like we want to be able to, we added the flashlight action. So now we know, okay, somehow the flashlight input's it needs to have a binding, right? So we're missing a keyboard binding. I'll actually comment it out on the controller too. If we go back and we run the game, it's going to crash. And the reason is because it tells us assertion failed, missing binding for keyboard/flashlight. So we know right away, okay, it's because of this assert right here. So we know, yeah. So we know that we're missing a binding, for example, as well. This one I actually wrote inside the thing, which is not exactly what I was thinking of. Oh, right. The config manager one is a bit different. If we go to config video, for example, and let's say there's no default for the FPS font size, yet we know that the FPS counter font size is a key, right? So we know that there should be a setting that exists for it. Now if we start the game, it's gonna also say missing default for Windows/FPS font font size. So that's cool. So basically just some quality of life, sanity checks everywhere for figuring out, okay, this should be this way and not, this should be set, for example, for config. But that's all I basically did for the game while I was gone. But I did this in general. This was just something I wanted to rework. Yeah. And again, it went away from the singleton style to just normal object. Because you were also asking about the INI or config based support, Skeptic. So in regards to that, I didn't want to have to create a like 2 layers abstraction because I try and keep things as simple as possible. Unfortunately, I do have an inner config wrapper just because this guy already handles so much. The config manager class already handles so much stuff with, you know, handling the callbacks and resetting settings and having the, you know, the storage conversion maps, and I should just say storage maps on that. But yeah. Yeah. The other reason that I commented all of this as well, which it's funny you pointed out right away, is because I don't plan on touching it for a while. And so at that point, I don't mind like feeling like it's done because I actually added documentation to it. And it's like, okay, this is a reusable chunk of code, you know, for example, someone else may use. So at that point, I'm like, okay, it's actually done if it has documentation. Anyway, so you were asking about the config file thing. I have a config file wrapper. All it does is wrap the config file. Yeah, Godot's built-in config file. I don't know why it doesn't go to the end of the line. So it wraps the config file. So if we do config file, yeah. So resetting just actually clears the yeah, I actually want to do that instead. I don't know if I actually wanted to be reset or not. Sure. I'm going to go back on what I did. So yeah, anyway. As you can see though, Skeptic, it just literally wraps the config file. So it's clear. I mean, clear is literally the inner thing that clears the entire ini file, ini style file. Saving is as simple as calling save, and then you give it the path and everything as well. Hello, Harvey. How's the code going? It's going okay. We're just, I was basically explaining some things. Just brushing over a little bit of what I did while I was gone. So I think what makes those comments sus is that you have punctuation on them. I always have punctuation in whatever I do if I can. So that's just how I am. Ask Rakish, he hates it. I'm very pedantic, so yeah. Same thing with my logging messages and everything. So, but it's kind of comes down to the fact that it's just like what some people said. Some coding styles and stuff just definitely look a lot more AI because AI of how AI does it, which you're right talking about talking about the punctuation and everything. But yeah, what is this emote? What emote? Text DMs? Yeah, I mean, I don't for messaging, but if I'm gonna have like logging and stuff, that's how I like to do it. So. Is there any actual changes? Oh God, why are there changes? Oh, because I actually had to fix the. Git restore config. Git restore scripts. Oh my god. Whatever. I'll just do it with lazy git. So it's just a save file. Right. Modules. And I think for this I actually need to pull down the latest version. Let me check because I don't remember. But yeah, my coding style is current. Who besides me is going to read it? So some comments and variables are Russian words. I think that's perfectly fine if you're the only one, right? Fixed directory path. Yeah. So I already fixed it. Okay. So what was it? Oops. Have you done any more work on anything, Skeptic? Yeah. Oh yeah, because that's the other thing. You can look in my commit history and you'll see that I have punctuation everywhere. It's just how I am. Um. Redundant. Okay, that's fine. Let's do this through lazy vim. That's just a bit easier. Update module. What'd I just do? I just accidentally typed a bunch of stuff, which is not what I meant to do. I wish I was able to see command log git pull no edit. Okay, that's okay. I think all it did was try to pull. Thank God. That's one thing you never want to do. If you're ever doing you know, stuff like that, you definitely don't want to anytime you're working with like git and everything, you definitely don't want to do that. I had an empty, I think, commit. I think that was the problem. Yeah, I think that was the problem here. Oh, okay. Okay. Man, I feel a little rusty here. All right. Anyway, so yeah. I tried created a second Tibble OS, yeah. Tibble OS was a very neat thing. But all right, well, yeah, so now that that's a little out of the way, I feel like I got to talk a little bit about that, so it's pretty good. Hi Tay, how's it going? Watching my old VODs, huh? You definitely did that. All right. So yeah, remembering where we kind of left off. Unrecognized UID. I'm gonna restart this. So I want to know how this behaves. Gotta restart this because it'll LSP. This should all be fine. Building tower and ID location. Oh, yeah, because we're also going to not have this. I don't know where it's getting this UID from, though. Oh. It's when preloading the diagnosed nodes. Weird. That wasn't a problem before. So in 10OS? I think it'd be fun. I've always thought the hold on. Fix add missing binding for flash. There we go. Perfect. Also, I want to try out get work trees. I think that's something I'd like to try out. So, but yeah, I would like to try out OS stuff. OS stuff is way above me though, for like the low level stuff. So I'm not entirely sure. Not entirely sure how much I'd like to do some of it. I think it'd be a fantastic learning experience and I'd love to do it, but finding the time to want to dedicate to that right now is a bit tough. That's the main thing. All right, excellent. So, this should be fixed, yeah. And we should have everything back to normal now, so. All right. Close everything. And we have a blank slate. So, with the words of Linus Torvalds, you need a special kind of dumb 90-degree OS. I think that may be taken out of context because I think it's always fantastic to do things for learning. Though you can never go wrong with doing something because you want to learn something. So, I think OS development. Yeah, I mean, if you expect to develop an operating system and it to become mainstream in some sort or some fashion, I mean, I don't want to be discouraging to anyone, but you have to also think about the competition, and that'd be really crazy. Hi, Gummy, how are you? It's good to see you. I've been well. We just basically got done talking about all the stuff that I did while I was gone. I context him in a way. Oh, hard. Just do it. Yeah. Oh, not out of context. He meant in a way. Oh, how hard it could be. Just do it. Yeah. So what did I want to do next here? Let me open Obsidian in a second here. Why open? Okay. Wait, what? How has so much of this changed? Workflows. Did I create a workflows? I did. Oh, for how I do the terrain 3D. I'm glad that I did this. Okay. Yeah. How do I want to commit this? Oh, we haven't. Oh no, that's just modified. Git diff. I don't. I'm just gonna do a git add dot. February 17th, guys. Resume development. I'm just gonna say resume development. I don't remember what I was doing. So. The LFS batch thing. What did I do to fix that? Yeah, I thought I already did that though. We won't worry about that yet. Write that down to fix. Re-add remote get LFS. No verify. This is because I'm hosting my own GitLab server. So you would have to add this to your git config. So that's why it says git config and then run that basically. So like if I do git config -e, you'll see this is my local git config, I think. So yeah, you can see that the URL is correct and everything, and then but under LFS we'd have to do, I think, no verify equals true, for example, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, locks verify, my bad. No, I don't. No, never mind. That's something different. No, it's still the bottom thing. You have to say, oh, no, you can't. Never mind. I know what it is. I think it's that you can't push. Yeah, I have to have no verify still. Large file support? Yeah. Which I need because I have all these images and stuff, so. So I turned on git LFS for all of it. I think I did that last time I was on stream. I don't remember. So yeah. I think the problem is that because I'm using SSH and I tried to turn on pure SSH mode for the git LFS on the GitLab server, for example, and it doesn't work. Maybe it's changed. Maybe I should try it again. Try turning on pure SSH mode again for git LFS before trying anything else. So I don't remember exactly, so we'll have to figure it out. Issues in TLS, sorry? Yeah. Well, yeah, but it shouldn't be doing that, right? Because it's trying, because the promise is trying to use HTTPS and not SSH. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because it's not using pure SSH mode. Yeah. Do you have a self-signed cert? Yeah, it's a self-signed cert, but it's a self-signed cert. So you're right. The problem is that you'd have to do like no verify, for example. Yeah. You can see it, right? Because it's using HTTPS. So it's wrong. Because I use SSH for everything because it's very easy to do and it's secure, right? So like I have my machine's key in the GitLab server, so I can just do git push and there's no typing authentication stuff. It just authenticates my user and I'm done. The problem with the LFS is that it tries to do LFS stuff over HTTPS and not SSH. Yeah. I'm remembering more after. Yeah. Yeah, so I messed with it a while ago, so I don't remember exactly what it came down to me feeling like it wasn't worth continuing to try to struggle with, and I like push the LFS stuff over HTTPS and it's done. It's annoying, but my workflow changes, but yeah. Are you plugging the matrix though? Yeah. How's it going, Exco? Waterfowl, hey, how are you? It's good to see you. See you. I hope you've been well. So, yeah. I think that's basically, I think the Get LFS stuff I did on a while back before I had stopped. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Redid config manager and updated everything. Oh, and util I did add some new stuff, so like a simple bytes to megabyte volume to display. Oh, this is the other thing. I moved some helper functions like volume to display and volume from display. These could actually just be callables that you pass as well, but also some of these things. But this is old. This is. Oh, okay, there we go. Are we okay now? Are we good? Okay. I think we're okay. Are we okay? What happened? Oh my god. No, I think we're okay. Yeah, the player crashed. Okay, are we good now? Oh my god. I don't know what happened. Wait. Oh. Hold up. Uh-huh. Yeah, my internet went out. That dude, I gotta tell you guys, so many things came up just to try to stream. I told you my mic arm disintegrated, and then when I talked about streaming again, and then I wasn't able to get the bot. I had a bunch of stuff for that, and my internet just went out. My internet has been perfect. My internet has been perfect. So, don't know what happened there. Anyway, that's how it goes, man. Finally deleted them. Yeah. Well, TinBears 5 is just really slow. You see, like a week ago. Yeah. That one was. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. You're fine right now, but the screen is frozen. Oh. Pause and play again, Skeptic, because wait, what screen's frozen? I haven't. I didn't do anything. You talking about like that? I wasn't moving around or anything. That might have been why. That's so weird. Wait. Okay, so that's so strange though. I don't know if it's because my computer was trying to do things or what, but I literally was trying to pull this up and I couldn't when my internet was out. Is my NeoVim calling home? Oh, I've been compromised. I don't understand what happened. What? That's so weird. Why would my NeoVim not? Oh shit! What have I done? What? Anyway, what I was gonna say is I also added input system. So yeah, I did a bunch of stuff because I refactored the input stuff. Basically, I pulled out the config stuff, like the binding specific loading and stuff for like the input map into the input system, and then yeah, like these things I need to, I think, is mouse. I don't think I need this. So anyway, yeah, but a bunch of stuff. Yeah. Yep. If Vim's connected to Skynet now, no working without food. I mean internet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm caught. My AI tools were compromised in the background. The vibe coding was paused temporarily. Yeah. I think you could probably do some, like, you could definitely do some very interesting things with the most powerful models, but I'm not gonna pay. I'm not gonna pay for for model, access to like Claude and everything else. And that makes it not worth trying to hassle with a lot of AI coding and stuff. So that's kind of my thoughts on things, at least right now. I think once local models become more powerful, you can do more things with them and stuff. But also, I just love I don't know. I love the thrill of the game. I don't like writing some code. I don't like writing some code. I would be more than happy for certain things to write that for me, but like the boilerplate, whatever else, which I do think AI is great for. But for stuff that I want to work a very specific way, nothing has ever gotten close to it still. So yeah, I just like AI as a concept. To be honest, I don't know if I ever use it. I understand that. Yeah, and I think that's a perfectly valid way to think about a waterfall. But you run some local with your Puny 3070. Yeah, you can run some pretty cool models. Like I've tried out Gemma 4 and stuff, and it's done some interesting things. Like I'll ask it, like I did ask it for the for this thing specifically, if there was a better way to do it that it could think of, and it or like no, this is what I asked it after I wrote it. I asked it, I said, what would you do if you were going to refactor it? And it took it and it broke some things because it was trying to do what I guess it thought would be good to do, but it was not. First of all, it's not what I wanted it to do with this program, this config wrapper, because I don't even remember what it was. I wish I could remember, but yeah. Oh, that's what for one of the things I want to do is instead of change object to ref counted. There's just no need because the config lives and dies with the program. That's just basically it. That is the object's life cycle. So there's no chance of leaking memory. And if so, then yeah, maybe, but like it's not going to happen unless I am creating and deleting configurations somewhere, which I don't plan on doing. And if I do and I make that mistake, that's on me at that point, and I need to remember that it's an object, which I plan on doing. So basically, Quinn 3.6 and before pretty okay. Yeah, I don't. Some of the Quinn models seem to be really good for coding, but yeah, I just haven't found anything that I felt like. The amount of time that I spend trying to use it and then be like, and then get something, the amount of time that it takes for me to try and get something useful from it, I could have just done it and then moved on. And I may have learned more too. And I probably would have learned more too because I would have had some problems that I had to go through at that point. And that's one thing that I think is a con of using AI is you're no longer experiencing the struggle of refactoring something you did. You don't understand why you needed to refactor it anymore, something like that, which I think is invaluable. The more you know about how to think, the better you can do things, right? Like it's like it's like how you become like a senior software engineer or something, is you have all this, you understand a lot more about how to approach the problems and what patterns work really well and stuff like that. So thought it was 5 people for Jachi some bucks pay together. Yeah. Codex is like one of the competitors to like Cursor and stuff, right? And like Claude Code. But Claude Code's all through the terminal, isn't it? And not like Cursor is its own VS Code fork, and then I don't know what Codex is. I imagine it's another VS Code wrapper. Or, fork. Pretty neat repeating patterns. Template create UI back systems. The same for back system. Yeah. Separate tool. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, so it's open. So is Codex OpenAI's thing? Yeah. They're just trying to get things to work, then to get them to work in a reasonable time. Yeah. Yeah, it's just so much investment right now for some of the stuff, for not a lot of payout, I think. At least not in my experience, so that's about it. Like I said, I also just even if I'm slower than AI or something, I just enjoy doing it. And again, I think it comes down to I'm happy to spend the time to better myself during coding and stuff, even if it takes me a bit longer to get the end result when I could have just vibe coded it or something, you know. So ads need to run, so I'll take a short break. I'll stretch my legs while ads go for 3 minutes, and then we'll continue. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. Holy dude, I still can't believe my internet went out too. Good lord. Ah, man. Well, that's weird. Sorry, hold on. Man. That's weird. Okay. Anyway. All right. Yeah, thanks for waiting, guys. Have you worked on any more projects recently, Waterfowl? I hope things have been going well for you. So, we're being pushed to use AI at work, and I'm not comfortable to use it much with work projects. I said I have something local to play with and try new things, like wanting to play with Bevy. Yeah, I've wanted to mess with Bevy too. Nice. For a while, but I didn't want to invest the time to learn it by reading the docs. It's more interactive, and I can make it more interactive, and I can make an early call if I want to invest more time in it. Yeah, that's fair. I think AI can be. I don't know. I mean, AI can be a great. It's just a tool, and I think what you gain from it is how you depends on how you're using it and stuff. I think that's a great way to use it. I think the only thing I've run into before when trying to do that same thing is, I can't ever trust what it says because it may be incorrect. Like we haven't gotten to the point where an AI is able to give an answer that's like, yes, this is just like you can actually trust it. Like I just don't trust what it says. You always have to do your own research anyway. People are unreliable too, but like, I mean, the way I see AI is though is it's for that specific thing. It's like it's the difference between looking something up and then you're already like have a bunch of different sources in front of you, and you can make your own decision at that point versus one thing tells you this is how it is. Repetitive, boring work. Yeah. I started a new project, just trying to download the official Godot Git plugin. Nice. Official Godot Git plugin, huh? So yeah, the only other thing that I kind of added was some command line helper stuff. Not the most efficient way to do it, I don't think, but you don't do this very often in the code. So anyway, I digress. We're getting away from what I wanted to do originally. Oh, that's the thing I wanted to show you. Yeah, so before, I think you probably remember seeing how many globals we had. I think we had like, I think it was like down to here or something for globals. So we got rid of a lot. Because I think it was config manager and there, I think, yeah, there's setup. Oh no, it was just two. So I removed setup because config can do that minimum amount of setup. And then if I need something at that point, like sure, whatever, but yeah. Game as well has these systems. So audio system and input system. And also with audio, I changed some things to be in here of like dynamically unmuting and muting and unmuting the game whenever you tab in and out. So anyway, I think that's enough talking about that. Not the problem, I don't have a GitHub account. Interesting. So you can't download it without... Shouldn't need it though. That's strange. Like to download something from GitHub, you shouldn't need it. That you can ask the same question twice, get a different answer. Yeah, I don't like that we're being pushed to use it at work, but now an existential crisis about it. Man, it's scary, isn't it? It's scary. All my Git commits weren't saving. Oh, if you were going to push to GitHub. Yeah, I mean, if you were going to push to GitHub Waterfowl, yeah, then you would definitely need an account. You still have your Git history though, which is good. So you should still have all your local changes and everything. You just need to upload it, right? I remember reading this somewhere as like I think an issue on Terrain 3D. None of this matters, I think, right now. So, yeah. Yeah, because some of that other stuff doesn't matter as much. Also, strange feeling staring down at the end of the career somebody's feel so passionate about. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely scary if it continues on its path. Because like the lower end of things, yeah, have been automated, right? But it's like the still if you're still a skilled programmer, I think that's still invaluable compared to AI right now. But I mean, it's definitely scary. I mean, I've felt the same way, even though I'm, you know, even though I feel that way about it. It's like, yeah, it is scary because the world's not going to stop moving. It's not going to stop changing, and it's scary. Dead for you? Yeah, that's fair. I know it's people like to do the local stuff first, and I completely understand. I mean, it's why I host, I have my own GitLab server and stuff. I just think it's cool though too. I like the thing. But I mean, the other thing too, skeptic, is like, again, the more you do things, the more you learn, right? Like, I mean, I've been exposed to a lot of different stuff over the years, for like from IT, to security to programming and whatever. Like, I know how to get from point A to point B, and an AI will too. But like, dude, it in a reliable way, that's something completely different. Because yeah. But I mean, some of the powerful stuff now, it sounds like it's getting up there. So I don't know if I want the people to arrive in a snow truck or not. Maybe the reason you couldn't actually leave in your snow truck is because you arrive, and I mean, because in really cold places, you actually need heaters for the vehicles to make sure that like the oil and whatever else doesn't get messed up, right? So what you could actually do is you could arrive in your snow truck because it's running, and then maybe you can't leave because it's too cold because there's no like power, and well, you're gonna get the power back on, but maybe the heater doesn't work specifically. Time to become a sheep farmer, right, skeptic? I always like seeing the jokes about programmer careers, and then it's like sheep farmer, you know. Chief chief engineer at a chief technology engineer or officer at at Amazon, sheep farmer. Oh, don't discount yourself, waterfowl. You got it, man. You could always have a sinkhole open up and you barely escape. Sinkholes are scary. I think about that. I think about that all the time. I hate sinkholes. I hate the idea of them. It's something I've always really like. They've always been really scary to me. T Farmer still asking for a friend. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. It's not right. It's not that I'm scared of AI. The good stuff is too expensive to replace. Yeah, exactly. But the folks that are using the current state effect, like those people seem scary. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, those are the people that are scary to me. Yeah. Those are the people that are really changed a lot of things right now. You can't. You can make it so after looking around, you find your vehicle disabled and you can't start up anymore because it's too cold. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, maybe that could actually be how the story starts. So you arrive, you're supposed to get a bearing. You cannot find anyone immediately. So maybe you just try to go home. Maybe you just try to go home right away. But see, the problem is that PS1 horror games mostly have similar starts. Yeah. The problem with coherency with that for me is that if you get the power back online, the heaters themselves would have to be broken. Like you can't drive because you had a car accident, right? Yeah, because you crashed on like the kind of like not bridge, but you crashed on the road like into the railing, right? Because you have to walk into town. A boulder. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you have to walk into town, right? After you crash. I remember watching my mom play. She used to play Silent Hill. She played some of the original ones and stuff, and it was fun to watch her. I used to think those things that had like no arms, they look like they're like hugging themselves, but they like shoot stuff out of like their torso area, like they like spray that shit on you. I was always like that's. I remember it always scared me as a kid. I was like that's messed up. That's messed up. Oh, okay. So, I mean, what if the vehicle does get stuck in the snow? Because I mean, realistically, you if a vehicle gets caught in the snow, you would have to probably have multiple people to try and help you. But if there's that much snow cover, makes no sense. Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, if there's that much snow accumulating, this base would already be in really, really deep snow. So I do need to decide though if I want you to arrive like in the truck or not, because the time of day you're arriving. Well, that's something I'm not too sure on. I've thought about that as well, but I don't know, given the fact that like if you're gonna have this kind of moody background, I'd have to figure out um how I want the sun to behave. I don't know how I want the sun to behave. Since this is another world, I can do whatever I want. Dark enough you can make it, you drove into something that runs away but demolished your vehicle? True. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking this time of day basically is when you arrive, I guess. I guess I kind of made it without even thinking about it. Yeah. Oh god, the normal map's so cool that you can like actually look at the terrain and it looks different as you look at the as it catches the shadow basically. Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the time of day. I mean, the thing is too though is that because I guess if you arrive at this time of day, you're not gonna because part of me wanted you to arrive in a snowstorm, like a blizzard, right? But you can't arrive at a snowstorm and be able to see everything. At that point, your visibility is going to be limited, and you could crash into something, disabling the vehicle, right? Because I thought, okay, you have like you're in your snow truck or something, right? And you have your you have like a radar or something, right? Doesn't matter, but you have a little dot, and you can see where you are. You have the dot or whatever, and that's the base. Like there's some kind of transponder at the base, right? So you drive, not being able to see anything because it's really tough conditions, but you arrive at the base because you're just driving the vehicle down here, basically, right? Maybe I make you come from this side or something because I wanted you to have to come around basically to here. That's my idea, at least. I at least want to guide the player that way. They're probably going to be able to do whatever they want, but I think making the vision occluded and stuff's better. Power line stuck in a tree branch. When you store power, the branch breaks, falls in the vehicle. What are snow tracks and stuff made out of? Iron and rubber. So with enough voltage, I'm no electrical engineer. I don't know if it would be voltage or amperage that would want that would be enough. I would imagine amperage. You need both, I'm sure, but I would imagine amperage would determine whether or not, because doesn't amperage have the, isn't amperage, or I mean, sorry, voltage the one that determines the likelihood of arcing between 2 points? Because what I'm thinking, right, is that if that's the case, yeah, you could drive your vehicle over here. And maybe it gets caught on something. There could be something down. Voltage, yeah. It could be something that's down. You catch it on your vehicle. And your vehicle... Oh, at that point, the vehicle could just be damaged. Yeah, the vehicle could just be damaged. Because I was thinking about, like, oh, it melts some of the tracks. You know, like, it really messes it up. So how would that happen? Faraday cage, the vehicle will not take damage. Also, not you as long as you're inside the vehicle. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the inside of the vehicle won't take damage, right? And that's also if the potential is not high enough, right? Perfectly safe aside, yeah. Has a gas leak when arcing goes up in flames. Because one thing to keep in mind is that the entity, the mimic that's here, is very it's of human-like intelligence. So like it's very close to what a person is capable of doing. So if it could very it could have watched people fill up the gas and been like, okay, gas is needed for vehicle to run. But I feel like if a person doesn't know anything about a vehicle, how long would it take though before they understood that a vehicle requires fuel? If there's high voltage line like our 22 kilovolt lines, you would already be dead at that distance. Well, I was thinking that the line could be very powerful. Worker, hello. TinBears back. How's it going, Worker? It's good to see you. I am back, yeah. You're back. I hope you've been well, though. It's really good to see you. How's my break? It was good, man. It didn't feel like a break. I'll put it that way. It wasn't a break. It wasn't like a good break of like, oh, I want to take this because I'm gonna take some like just like vacation per se. But no, but I nonetheless I needed to take the time away. So, but I'm happy to be back. So, totally understand. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to word it right. Fun fact, you'd survive if you only have one leg. Oh yeah, I've heard that before. That if you like run into power lines or something, you hop with your feet together because you don't want to have your feet separate, so the voltage, the electricity can actually run through you like that. I remember hearing that. But that's the thing I was kind of thinking of, right? Is that if the potential's high enough, then at that point, it could mess up whatever's there, right? Take a damage while running, but not jumping. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if you're running, couldn't you hop by running though, where you could go like 1, 2, 3? Would be a nice mechanic for a game. Oh yeah, I got you. I got you. So you got to jump and then move. Yeah. But, um. If you jump, running should be fine. Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I like the idea, I think, of you arriving in a snow truck. I just don't know what happens to the snow truck, because I don't like the idea that we already hear this. Oh, my thing is like completely scuffed after my internet went out, I think. Um, I think maybe what happens, you can also make a heavy snowstorm so it's not safe enough to drive back. Well, yeah. Because I wanted there to be a snowstorm, but I wanted the snowstorm to subside. Because at some point, I want you to be able to see, like, I want at least one day, because I was torn on whether or not I wanted this to happen immediately, right? Because there's two ways I want the game to start. One where you're driving the snow truck and it is like it is like zero visibility, right? I can't remember what they call it, but it's like zero visibility, and you just drive to get to the base, and then everything kind of unfolds. It's a lot more intense, right? Because you don't know anything, you can't see anything. It's a very intense thing. It's stressful, right? At that point, scary. Or the second thing that I wanted to happen is to kind of nail a moment where you get here and you get to take in the beauty of everything at first. Because like I think it just I love you cannot go wrong. Like even this coloration, but where's it at? Yeah, like this. This picture is one of my favorite pictures. Like it's just so pretty, you know? It's just so pretty. So like I don't know if I want to go with you experience like a calm, right? Because the game, it's very two different ways to start the game. It's intense or it's calm, to start with. So I don't know which one I think would be better. Because I love this snowstorm. But I love the idea that, you get this. I mean, because you could always get this kind of effect on the second day. Like there could be something over here that, you need to walk to or something, right? And I would need to make the environment something better than what it is now. Maybe it's actually more flat then. Less of a mound. I don't know why I gotta sneeze. But yeah. Maybe you have to do, there's some antenna here or something you gotta service. And it's like all over here. I don't really see why you'd put this far away. So if you want to keep that Siri, the Mother Nature option is basically out. Well, unless the snow subsides, right? Like it could be really strong weather at first, And then after some time though is when like it's the next day basically, right? I guess one thing I didn't think about as well is originally this is a weather station after all, so it wouldn't make sense for there to be some weather phenomenon to happen at some point just for fun. But that's where I don't know if I want, because the way the previous game was going to start, right, is you got to the place and like you got up and running again, but there was a storm approaching, and you didn't know about it until you got everything back up and running, and then it's like it's basically on top of you, and so you can't leave. You have to wait it out. So if you do that, I mean that could just be the second day kind of thing. For for mystery horror effect, just use the 10 plagues, raining frogs and stuff. Yeah. Froggy weather. Oh, yeah, instead of foggy. Tough. Tough. So weather bad, weather is okay, weather bad again maybe, and then weather's fine, and then weather's bad. Okay, I think we go with weather's bad. Yeah, so I think weather's bad. If weather's bad, then snare weather independent, and then choose the weather random on start. I like the idea of random, like adding some randomness so different people get different experiences, slightly different experiences. If it's mimic, it would be so much fun to troll the player by replicating broken quest objects that disappear. Oh, this jerry can's empty, turn around and it's gone. Yeah. Well, I do. Okay, so you know how you're talking about like trolling and stuff. I want the mimic, because the mimic I want to behave that way, where like it wants to toy with people, right? Better let the jerry can follow. um, where the mimic is smart enough and it just has fun by toying with its prey, right? Especially humans. And so, its mimicry is biological. So like it can't mimic inorganic organisms, right? I guess it could try, but maybe it's a fleshy jerry can at that point. um, you know. But I definitely want the mimic to be smart enough that it's like it toys with people and stuff. Because it's gonna toy with the character. It's gonna toy with the player. It toyed with the people that it killed initially before you even get here, so. Its plans fell apart a little bit, but yeah. It's gonna have fun with the player. So, okay. So weather's bad. You're driving a truck. The truck has a radar you cannot see, and you just drive to the base, I guess. And then maybe you can hit something that disables the car. Because I want to, if I can think of a cool way to disable the vehicle and stuff, then I'd like to. I'm not knocking the very cliche, stereotypical stuff, but like, it would be fun to do something different if possible. So, yeah. Oh, this is 2D. Now what happened to my 3D? Why did I turn that off? What about a snow trap? Snow trap. A lot of primitives. Snow trap though. Like what? I mean, so like a natural snow trap though, or the only kind of snow traps that I see here are ones that like a line of bushes, for example. They're like sinkholes. Does it go by a different name? Or two types, you know? Does it go by a different name or anything? Snow that covers bushes or treetops. Is that what it is? Because I'm trying to look at pictures and stuff, but like I don't see definitions, but it doesn't. Oh, tree wells or snow traps. Yeah. Tree wells. Ah. Oh, interesting. You walk over it instead of compacted snow. Oh, and the snow's so high that it buries the entire bush. Yeah. It's a fluffy bush to drop down. Could do that. Yeah. Size like sand. Yeah. I'm trying to think of so how do you okay. So let's say that happens, right? This is layouts, storyboard. That's old. Skiing deaths in the Alps. People crashing and landing between trees and bushes. So you just sink in, basically? This is a new fear unlocked. Yeah, it could be like that. So you arrive basically, and then um oh, that's background. We have like a different color. And then we got like well yeah, you sink in, but the snow on one side is so fluffy that you sink fast, but the snow pressure is high enough that oh, you can't move. While also dense enough that you lose breath. Ah. So it's a perfect storm of like what could go wrong, basically. Wow. Yeah, he just sunk right into it, huh? The tree well. Wow. Yeah, so okay. Um sure. I mean if I do that if I go that route, then I guess I'd have to add some kind of foliage to the area, which I wasn't planning on adding any foliage. You know? Snowboard driver snowmobile driver, you have a wooden board on your leg or snowboard driver. You have a wooden board on your legs that reduces movement further. Oh, yeah, because, yeah, you're attached. Yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, that'd be bad. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to add some, there'd have to be some kind of reason. Or, like, there'd have to be, like, actual trees and stuff. Well, I guess we could do that. But if the buildings are up so high, I feel like it would make sense, though. Well, I guess it could be further away from the base where it's not, like, yeah, it hasn't been, like, taken care of. Shrubbery. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Because I was gonna have this place be pretty desolate. Well, I'm thinking of a snow truck instead of a snowmobile. Then you like fall into the pit? Yeah. No, I mean it could just literally sink enough that the player couldn't get it out. Yeah. It can also be created through wind, erosion, and other factors that can occur even without trees. Deep's over. You're knocking down that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could. Would the Mimic be capable of doing anything that would cause this, I wonder? Because I'm trying not to go the route of like you get there in your vehicle and the Mimic's like cuts your fuel line. Because that just feels like a bit too much, you know? Oh my god, you're so right, Rakish. Yes. I completely forgot. Yeah. There are supposed to be oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Where did I have it down? I forgot about that. So they're supposed to I thought about having like worms here too. In this world. They're just kind of like big Alaskan bullworms. Do I not have it here? Yeah, no, I only have Alaskan bullworm as a joke reference. I remember the idea though of it. Famous Alaskan bullworms. Yep, you know it. What am I doing here? Weird. Yeah, we could do something like that. Yeah. Okay. I like that. So we have a layout. We have the layout of like. So there'd be no reason for you to get to the garage first. Question is, you have a bullworm, can't you simply take the base and move it somewhere else? Oh, yeah. Because it's big enough. Well, how about a question for you guys then? If you could approach the base... if you could approach this base from a specific side, which side do you feel would be interesting to approach it from? Does it not? How do you... Is there not a... Is there not like a... Oh, it's here. View information, yeah. Alright, pretty crazy GPU time. Oh. Oh yeah, look at that. Steady. Probably CPU bound at that point. Diamond, hello, how's it going? So yeah. Is there a specific side that you think you'd be most interested from hitting this base from? Because I always had it coming from this side. You know? Because it was to the garage, so it makes sense. You were on that path? Why would you arrive from that side anyway? Which side? You talking about the garage? Like, are you talking about arriving from this side? Like here? Or are you talking about arriving from this side? The way the station's the same. Yeah, I mean, basically, it's that's back to Alacrity. This is the station, you know? Why wouldn't you arrive from that side anyway? Well, no, because this you arrive from the same spot as in if the vehicle. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Well, not necessarily though. Like the vehicle, you'd probably come over here because again, that's how the layout is, right? Like you wouldn't drive over all of this. You wouldn't like drive over all the intermediary spots, you know. So you would come around to the side with the vehicle. That's at least my idea. Well, if it all goes wrong, that's what I'm saying. Like you could just literally drive up to here and then you fall in. It is somewhat close, already close to the station. Push it somewhere else. Oh, that's what you're referencing to Django, Patrick. It's like the map from Resident Evil 4. Oh, really? The Resident Evil 4? Map. Resident Evil 4 map. Oh, I see. I think I see what you're talking about. Are you talking about like, hold on, let me do, is that about like this? Is this what you're talking about? Multiple maps? I don't know if this is like an actual in-game map or just a guide. That looks more like a guide. I mean, when you open the map in-game. Oh, okay. So you're talking about an in-game map. I gotcha. That's, I don't know what the in-game map would look like. Is this what it looks like? I love how much the map has changed over the months. Yeah. Yeah, this is what it looks like. Looks like a bitch somehow. If it's where you wanted to go around, it could be 20 miles out of the station or 20 feet. Yeah, of course. No, okay, I gotcha. Huh. Interesting, though. I didn't know there's any similarity. Pretty cool. But welcome, yogurt. Yeah, I was just gonna make it. Yeah. Well, one idea I had is that bot broke again. Oh, you know what? I bet it broke. No, it should be fine. Wait, mine command failed. No, you should have gotten it. Can I have one? You taking off to Jago? Gonna get some sleep. Take care. It's good to see you as always. Thanks for hanging out. It should. Oh, yeah, no, the drinks are there, aren't they? What? Yeah, you can mine again, Skeptic. I'm thinking when my internet died, the bot died. Uh-oh. Oh, so wait, what? Oh dear. So even though the game thought that it said it was connecting though. Yeah, the godot knows about the connection. Okay. Weird. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because I know what the problem is. No one's been able to mine, have they? I see. Okay, I'll fix this for tomorrow. My bad. Mining is completely broken. Fix your firewall, my friend. Okay. Someone earlier did mine. Oh, well then I don't know what happened. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, so plans don't change, you still see the garage. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely control whatever I want them to see. I'm just trying to think of, I mean, my thing, right, is that if you've been driving, right, if you've been driving, if it's easier actually if I just draw it. If you've been driving, if this is alacrity, right, this is where you're driving from, right? Oh my god, it's been a while since I've been drawing. You're gonna hit the base on this side, right? The only thing that would change is if for some reason you took a detour. So the only thing that would make sense is for you to hit it from this side. I had it in my head that they would hit from this side. It doesn't matter though, because originally you were going to hit this hill and you're going to be like, okay, I'm not going to go straight down this. I need to go around, and that naturally brought them around to the side, right? So, but again, if I'm not going to go for that really strong initial hit of like, here, if I'm not going to go for this, where you arrive here and you get the base and everything else in view, then the terrain is going to be, I'm going to bring this terrain down, and I'm going to have things be a little bit varied in terms of the topology, but like the topology is going to remain relatively flat at that point. If you've been driving and yeah, but I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything against about something breaking down. I'm saying that if the weather's really bad, then that defeats the purpose of me trying for you to come on a high up hill, for example, and see everything. And it defeats the purpose of seeing the hill, so that if you fall, or because like if it's low visibility, I don't think I want to make it where the player can just drive off the cliff or something. Like I don't think I'm going to make a cliff. Like it's all going to be relatively smooth anyway from just the erosion, the snow. It's just it is how it's been, right? So you wouldn't come around the side. You would just book it. You'd just be like, it's right there. I'm just going to walk straight towards it. Yeah, the bot's still on vacation. No mind. We're about to go straight. I'll fix it tomorrow. I'm sorry. I had no idea it was broken because I haven't streamed. I changed the stuff, and then unfortunately, I didn't realize that the networking stuff had a problem. Sorry. I'll fix it. I'll fix it before tomorrow's stream. I'm washed. I know. I know. I don't think that's necessarily true, Ragish, because like, even if the weather's bad right off the bat, it's not necessarily. It's more intense, but like it's not because the weather can just clear up on the second day. Because I'm also thinking about getting the base back online the first day. If you can see everything clearly, it feels very different compared to if you arrive and the weather's bad, and then you have to go from building to building using like the lights and stuff. Because you're having to go from building to building, which is unknown. You won't get online the first day. Yeah, I know, but well, maybe. You may. It all just depends. Messed up the audition. I was about to go through my final 2 go rounds in my laptop. I might take those aside. I mean, that's not true. They may like you enough that they want to reach out. You never know. Day 2, you get online and figure out what happened to the old crew. I'll go around trying to fix stuff when it's dusk or right at dark. No. Well, one thing to think of though is again, dusk, because dusk at the equator and dusk at the North Pole are going to be very different things, right? So like that's one thing I'm thinking about, is that if the sun here is doesn't necessarily set completely, right? Like it's more like when you're far north where the sun doesn't ever really set for a while. It's just really low, right? Then the time that you sleep is up to you at that point. Like it's not so much like oh, there's a day-night cycle. You know what I mean? Random noises in the dark. The first night seems scary. Yeah. Are you talking about just in general or don't? You can't say that to 10 out of 5, Rakish. You can't say that to 10 out of 5. Don't worry, skeptic. Your first night, you may wake up. You may wake up while trying to sleep. There may be some noises and stuff. Just maybe banging on walls or something. Yeah. Oh, I plan on doing stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying, Rakish. No, I'm Rakish. I'm using the equator North Pole thing as an example because if that's the case, I make it that way, right? That the sun doesn't set, then at that point it's not necessarily dusk anymore. Like it could still be dusk in a traditional sense, but like if the light doesn't go away, then I mean, maybe you'd be fine with doing stuff outside until 10 p.m. or something, right? Doesn't really matter. It's never dark, true dark. Yeah, it's not scary. I mean, if the sun or if the weather's bad enough, it's gonna make it pretty damn dark, you know. Without scary game. Or darkness. I mean, there are plenty of bright, I'm sure, light games that are scary. You want a pitch black? Yeah. The pitch black snow. I do love the It reminds me of like the bottom of the ocean where there's no light, but you can see the particulates in the water floating and stuff. Silent Hill fog. Exactly. Thank you, Skeptic. I appreciate that. Exactly what Skeptic said right there. Silent Hill fog can make a random day pretty scary. Silent Hill fog down. I see. That's rough, man. It's rough. Okay, well, fine. We'll start with the. I mean, it's a bit more. I mean, I could always do away with making it where like you come up high because I like the idea of hitting this very specific moment where you look out over the base and you can see it here with the, the pretty clouds. I plan on clouds, and the sun setting and everything, right? But I don't really know how I want to make these mountain I don't really know how I want to make these hills work. I may just need to lower them. Because it just, to me, it's kind of goofy. Having this bulge here. Yeah, we could have a snow break or wind break or something. I think they call those more like wind breaks, right? I feel like I've completely lost my browser window at this point. Like a snow windbreak. Yeah, I mean there could be like a snow windbreak too, I guess. What happened to the private browser window I had open for stream? The heck happened? There you go. Yeah, like something like this too. I mean, this is just built out of snow. But see, like this is a lot of that. This is kind of similar to what I thought, where it's like it's very desolate. It's just open. There's just snow. There's no vegetation. You know. I mean, which one's scarier to you guys? With or without vegetation? With or without some foliage in the distance? Like, is this creepier to you? How am I showing that still? Oh. Is it correct now? Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I did have the window up still, I guess. I didn't realize it did. Like, is this scarier to you? If it's open like this? You know, like this? Or... I wonder how far this is from the mountains over there. Or is this kind of style, right? Like even some things out there, you know? A good forest is spooky, but open, it's also spooky, yeah. I like the idea of it just being open because it's like, you really, I want to drive home the feeling of isolation. And I don't know, I really wanted to feel desolate, you know? So, we'll do that. I think we'll do it without anything. A close forest is more scary, as there could be something in the forest. Well, I agree with that, because, again, yeah, it comes down to visibility, too. Yeah. Because if you do have a forest and you can't see through it, right? Like it's interrupting your sight. Yeah, I mean open definitely gonna be stronger for the wind and stuff too. Yeah, I don't know, man. Tough. Tough. God, I can't wait to actually I can't wait to do some more of this. All right. Also, this is more raised. I'm gonna need to lower this into the ground. I can always try it both ways, I guess. Where I could leave it open since it's easier to do as well. So leave it open. And then add the trees later on if I feel like it needs it. Because the only thing that also concerns me about the truly being able to see really, really far away is I guess it already works like that, but like, how long does it take us to actually walk pretty far? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so that must have been... Yeah, that must have been like to there, basically. What if since the station hasn't been taken care of, it's really covered up with snow? I'm talking like some buildings look like small mounds. I mean, I've thought about that, but I think it's scary to have the building above ground because at that point something could be against the walls, whatever else. I mean, I guess the worms could be against the walls and stuff, but I mean, that's the point of like these things anyway, right? Is to make it a long time until the snow actually goes all the way up. In the garage and the power building. Those are raised. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could definitely have some snow build up on the sides of these guys and stuff. Yeah, that you have to move either by like by heating, or like you fix it either by heating it, or you fix it by like, because there could even be like a heated pad in front of the garage, right? So like the garage door can open and close without snow falling into the building or something. Same thing for like the door, right? So be like a heated concrete pad, basically. Or I don't know if you do concrete, but yeah. So no. For the other ones, but yeah. Yeah, so I'll not do the forest because it's easier for the time being. If I think the forest adds something later on, I'll add it. I think that's the way to go about that. As for the buildings being lowered in the ground, that's so different that I'd have to really think about that for a while. I don't know how because that has a lot of implications. I don't think I want to do that. Because if a building's completely covered in snow, then like the player's not going to be able to walk around the building, and all that other stuff. Timmy, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Appreciate it. So I think it's definitely best to leave them above ground. Above ground. Yeah. Because like it could be all the buildings could be below ground too, right? And so you walk down into them. They're sort of more like bunkers essentially. So then you don't have to worry about whatever. But I mean, at that point, you have to rely on the like it'd be the weight of the snow. Like I feel like it just takes away more. It wouldn't be bad, but I feel like it takes away more than it adds for potential. Because again, like the only thing, things could be circling around, but like you would take away the fact that the player could circle the building and inspect for damage, for example, right? And there could be a lot of scary things for damage. You could make up with that maybe, some other way. Like you find out that something has tunneled around the place, and then you go through it and you're like, whoa, something's been gnawing at the wood here, trying to get in. Okay, well that's also really, that's also pretty messed up, right? So I think it makes sense for to leave them above ground. Yeah. Okay, so weather good. I think I want to shave off the mountain and see how that goes. And we just don't try and nail this, I think there's another way to go about this maybe. Like, I mean, the place still looks cool if you hit it from this angle. Much less, not as high, right? I can't experiment because the I thought I sped up this thing. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to really do it because of the all the debug stuff. Yeah, I mean the bottom's gonna kind of ruin it. I'm not gonna be able to see, so it's fine. All right, that's fine. All right, yeah. I don't know why this. I don't know what this problem is, but we'll call it here for tonight then. Since I got some work to do, obviously on stream, to fix some stuff as well, and we'll go ahead and wrap things up though, so we can learn from tonight, and tomorrow, because what will we do tomorrow? So tomorrow. Tomorrow, I want to try and get done starting. Completely. I want to be done. I want to be done with how we're gonna start the game. I want to be done with that for now, because I've been stuck on that for a long time, and I'd like to be past it. So, yeah. Anyway, alrighty. We're gonna raid. Oh, Fui is working on building game controller for launching lobby dedicated game servers. Say hello to Fui. Get done. That's a command I'd never used before. Exactly, skeptic. Well, it's an alias. It's an alias for draw the rest of the owl. You know what's funny is that everyone who enlisted still got paid. Or sorry, everyone who mined still got paid passively. You just the overlay doesn't work. So there you go. You still made money tonight. Still made money. It's okay. Listen, it's because the firewall is blocking the requests from the bot to the game overlay. So that's what it is. So anyway, but thanks for hanging out, Skeptic. It was a pleasure to see you. I'm glad you're doing well. Thanks for hanging out. It was good to see you. But yeah, everyone, thank you guys. Thanks for stopping by again. We're kind of back, so I'm looking forward to continuing to get some good stuff done now that we're back and working on it. I think the pace will pick up slowly. I apologize for the pacing. You know, it's going to be a little bit slower again, and whatever. Work with me the next few days. I'm getting back into the swing of things, so we'll get it done though. So yeah, I appreciate it, Skeptic. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, y'all have a good time. You have a wonderful night as well, Skeptic. Good night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.